Hi, this is Meredith picking up on part B. This is now part C. My computer just shut down. This is Meredith with the recording and transcribing lesson from April 18th. This is part C. Um, so what I was about to tell you was there's three ways you can listen to these messages here. In this box, this is the actual MP3. This is an ID number that says .mp3 here. And there's three ways you can listen to this. First, this one says save to drive. I don't see any need for doing that. I would totally ignore that. Now, if you click on here, here's what's going to happen. You're going to see your screen's going to turn black and it's going to start playing here. And you can do this if you want to, but for me, I find this very annoying and I don't like this at all. So I'm going to X this out. And this is the way I prefer to listen to my messages. Now, here is what you do. You click download and it's going to show up here at the bottom of your screen. And then you click on this and it's going to open up Windows Media Player and start playing the message, and you can pause it and all that. Here's what I recommend as the easiest way to transcribe these messages. First thing, let me show you a very neat trick. For you to be able to find everything that's open on your computer at this point, there's many ways you can do this. You can go down to the bottom of your screen, and for example, if you put your cursor over the internet icon, you'll see everything that's on the internet open right now will pop up, and you can simply slide your cursor up here and click on whichever one you want. Or like here's my Word documents that are open right now. I put my cursor over Word and I can now slide over and do this. But here is a neat trick. To do it, if you want to do this, if you put your thumb on the Alt key, that's the ALT key, that's to the left of the space bar, put your thumb on the Alt key, and then with your index finger, keep the Alt key down. With your index finger, press and release the Tab key, which is next to the Q. So I'm going to push down the Alt key, and now I'm going to press and release the Tab key, and now everything that's open on my computer is visible at once. And each time you press the Tab key, it's going to highlight something else open on the computer. And what you do is you stop when you find the thing that you want to go to, whatever that is. And in this case, I want to go, let's see, what was the document I wanted to go to here? I'll go to this one. I now release the Alt key, and here I am. Now, if you're going to keep records here, I strongly, in the table that I described in the other recording, I strongly urge you to make your notes and copy and paste the numbers, which I'm going to show you in a minute, in a temporary Word document, and then you can copy and paste those from there to here rather than doing it all in the table directly, especially if you're doing Excel instead of Word. But that's just a recommendation. Okay, so now I'm going to go back and I'm going to do Alt Tab again until I find my this table. Now, if you're going to use this as your record keeping, you can do it all right here very easily, and I'm going to show you from here. But if you're going to do it from the other things, you might want to just open up here. I'll show you. Open up a new document, do Control N for new, and then just save this as a temporary name. So save as, and you know how to do save as file, save as, or the function 12 key at the top of your keyboard, F12, that will save as. And so you could just name it, like I'm going to name it file E because I already have a few ABCs open. So I'm going to name it file E. And then what I would do is copy and paste here, and then I would copy and paste into the Excel document or the Word document. But I'm going to show you from doing it in this one. So now here's what I recommend when you're going to go transcribe. You want to minimize this document to make it easier. So, or whatever document you're writing into, you're transcribing into. So if you go up to the top right of your screen, you see a little minus sign. That will totally minimize your document where it's gone. And to get it back, you either hover over the word and find it, or you do Alt-Tab and get it back. But the middle thing here, and the one on the right is an X, that'll close the document. But the one in the middle is, when it's in full like this one, you'll see two little boxes, one on top of the other. And if you click this, now that box has changed to a singular box, and the document is now smaller. And if you put your cursor where you've got where you see the two arrows, you can make this bigger, you can make it smaller, you can make it, and same thing up and down. You can go up, you can go down. Also, if you click on the blue here, you can move it down, move it up, whatever. So that's another way to do that. Now, the reason why I wanted you to do that. Now I'm going to do Alt-Tab and find my Windows Media Player. And there it is. This way, when you are transcribing the notes from this message, you can just click back and forth. So for example, let's say you click here and the person says, okay, this is Joe Smith. Well, now you just click here and you write Joe Smith. And let's say, and now you go back here and he says, I'm a retired electrician. So you go back here. Now you can either click back here or you can do Alt-Tab back here as well. But okay, and this is how I do it. I put their name first, then I do put the name and date that I've transcribed, that the message was left here too, even though it's over on the other part. I put it here. So I would do 4/18/16, and then Joe Smith, retired electrician, and anything else he might say on his message that seems pertinent. And if he gives his email number, if he gives his email, I'd probably put that on its own separate line. There's a spot in the tables for it. And also, if he gives a second, you will have already copied and pasted the information. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't show you that first. So this is transcribing the message. Let me show you the other transcription. But if he gives a second number, I would put that after the main number. So here we go. Let's now go back to the message. I forgot to do that. Sorry. So if you are going to keep your messages in that non-table, actually in any way, you might do this. So you just highlight this whole message here, and if you don't know how to do that, you click to the left of it, keep your finger down and slide over. And if you get extra, it's okay. You can delete it later. And now do Control-C for copy. And now do Alt-Tab to go back over to your document. And before I would have taken his message, I would have done this. And now Control-V for Victor will paste that here. And then you can start writing his notes from the message. Now, if you are going to use the table or whatever, if you're going to use index cards, I would put this on a blank page, not this table, not this one with all the dates on it. I would put this on a blank page. Actually, let's get back our blank page. And instead of having copied and pasted it here, I would have pasted it here and then just print it out and paste it to the index card. Or maybe wait till you've made some notes and then tape it to the index card after you do the transcription. But if you are going to, I'm going Alt-Tab back again. If you're going to put this on the table, then you might want to go here, copy and paste. You can do this from the email, but I just find it a little easier from a Word document. Control-C, Alt-Tab to go to your table, and then you just put it under the calling number section. If you ever need to add rows here, you need to know how to use tables. I don't want to get into that now. So you have to, if you don't know it, then don't use the table. and copying and pasting this to the next row, then don't use the table. Now let's say here though, okay, so you've done all your messages for 1-4. Now you do, let's say you have another message that you're transcribing. So again, you're gonna put that here and then take your notes from the transcription, etc. And now when you want to move these to the next date, you just simply copy and paste here. And now they're at the next date, or whatever date you need them to be at. It makes it easy. So one thing I wanted to tell you, which I forgot before, is just a little hint also when working in Word. Oh, let me just open a new document. I always first do 2 enters. So there's 3 lines here that are blank. And then I go to the middle one, and that's when I start typing. I'm not going to go into why, but you may find out yourself that it's much easier to type in Word when you have that blank space above and below if there's ever anything you need to correct or anything like that. So that's just a little hint. And one last thing I want to say here is when you're transcribing these messages, some people are going to say, I don't have a computer. They're going to say things that maybe think you shouldn't even bother to call them. That's your call. You do it or not. I call everybody, no matter what. And if they said they didn't have a computer, I recommend that I say, look, you need a computer. So do you know anybody that you live with or that your friends or relatives with who live near you who you could work with? Otherwise, I'm sorry, but it's not going to work out. And and one last thing, be sure to listen to all the messages for the phone number that they give, because sometimes they'll give a different phone number from the number they were called. Like they were called on their home number and they'll give their cell phone number. So that's what I was saying, like here, where's our document where I kept, did I close that? Oh, here it is. No, yeah, here it is. So let's say they give another number here. Now, whether you do it here or somewhere else in the record keeping or whatever, if they give another number, I would type that other number right here. So I know that they gave a second number, but I still want to keep the first number. Sometimes that comes in handy. And again, I hope I didn't confuse anybody. I hope you like it and it helps you, and I wish you all the best. Bye-bye.